Anything I need to do before? Why is this like this? Did this fall off of something? Or the cat got up here? The cat doesn't get up here. She knows better. I think it just fell. Fixing some woods here. Alright, here we go. 3 French chits, 3 British chits. What is it? How do we do it? All to be revealed as we go. Started last night, posted the video, and now we're opening moves are in the books. So French chit, we start with our lowest ranked leader, which will be our 7. We roll for him, 7 or less, good to go. Roll 5, so everybody within 2 inches may do a thing. He'll stay there, they will fire, they will fire, they will all fire. I need these, and I marketh thou units. Marketh thou units. This is Vimiero. Is it? Yeah. Vimiero, picture yourself, if you will. 21st of August, 1808. Well, that's where you are. So let's start with the light infantry, and standing range for light infantry is a 5. That translates to 9 or less. Roll 2 dice. We get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boo hiss. This should be 4. 4 translates to 8 or less. We need to get less than, we rolled a 9. We're just missing these. And come on, be kind. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We missed each shot by 1. All right, that's how it goes. Had we made our hit number, we would roll on a d6 to determine the results. Next shit is British. Their lowest ranked leader is also a 7-0 over here. I moved him back a hair to bring the, what is that? Is that Spanish units? Wired Portuguese units. Yep, those are Portuguese units. To bring at least one, if not both in command, but we only have one. Let's roll to see if he can even do that first. So 7 or less. He cannot. Now we go to individual command. So 6 or less on him. Roll a 9. Can't reach the other one. We have a 2x range, so 6 or less there. Could go there. Not that they can do anything because they're blocked by all kinds of stuff. Nevertheless, 1, 2 here. Artillery. He cannot. He cannot. These guys are shaking, so even if they do get it, nope. So the one unit that can do stuff is blocked. And that's how it goes, I guess. Next shit. We've got impassable terrain here, marked with the tile grout markers in an X fashion. French again. Next ranked leader is our 8-0 here, so 8 or less. We got a 5, good to go. So everybody within 2 inches. We'll lose that shaken marker here. So he'll be done. And then that leaves 1, 2, so 1 here. Stuck. Don't want to do anything with him yet, I don't think. Or do I? Maybe I do. We shall see. Here, and then our grenadiers absolutely want to do a thing. So 1, 2. Skip that. I don't know if you can hear the music in the background. I can. I guess that's all that matters. We shall resolve. Artillery fire. We have limited ammo, so he'll drop from 5 to 4. What happens when you run out of ammo? You can only fire at adjacent units with the lowest attack value. So 1, 2. Artillery, foot artillery, in fact, it would be 3. So that's a 7 or less. We get a 7 or less. Yay, we did a thing. Now we roll for our result with 1 die 6. We get a very good thing. That is, they will retreat 1 hex. They will, who are they? Is that our light, British light infantry? It is. With strength of 5, they'll drop to 4. And they're shaken. Ow, my back. Shaken and then. Shaken and then. Artillery, we just did. So I'm thinking of charging the 95th rifles here. I mean, why not? Well, yeah, we can do that. 1, 2. Probably nothing going to happen. And I don't know if the rifles would actually form square, but we'll play according to the rules. Square. Where are those? Oh, here we go. So, actually, they probably retreat, but we'll make them form square. Where they get to fire first. That's going to be 1 die. And 1 die, for our purposes, equates to 5 or less. Not very good odds. And as suspected, got nothing, and then battle back 1 die, 5 or less. That is a hit. And what do we get for our hit? We get the best result we can get. So a 3, and that'll become a 2. They will retreat, and they are now shaken. So shaken that they are. And Grenadiers have nothing to fire at. We can go. Let's bisect this ridge here. I think it's time. We'll need a green shit to mark the woods. Green shit to mark the woods. And looks like a little bit of melee action here. Grenadiers and melee are going to be a 9 or less, so should be something happening here. And it doesn't. We roll an 11. Actually, that would have been 8 or less. This will be, because they're in woods also, the British line unit and melee. It's 4, drops to 3 because of the woods. 3 is 7 or less. 6, 7, 8, 9, nothing going there either. All right, so that leaves these fellers with no one to fire at. We'll move up 1 here. Moving range fire, that works. And we'll pull him up here. Yes. Moving range fire will be 2, drops to 1. 1 is 5 or less. Got nothing there. What is this blocking everything? Next shit. British. Should be second shit, so our 8 and 0 leader. We roll 8 or less. Can we do that? We can. Keeping him here. We'll countercharge here. And keep these guys here. Fire here. Something. These guys here. Actually, I'm going to put these guys right here. One, two, one, one, one. All right. So what did I do? I'm going to countercharge. So let's countercharge. Light versus heavy. This is keep saying Spanish, Portuguese light, which is 3. All right, 3, 7 or less. Roll an 8. And then the French heavy cavalry. So 5. So that's 9 or less. We got it. What did we get? Stinking morale check. They are full strength, so it's just 6 or less. They rolled an 8. They failed. They're shaken. All right, next. Should all be line units, those two there. Line is 5, so 9. Strength of 5 means 9 or less. And roll that. Has morale check, 6 or less. 5, 6, he's fine. Again, 9 or less. 6, 7, 8, 9. Just got it. With a 3. A lot of shaking going on. A whole lot of shaking going on. Done. Artillery drops from 4 to 3 ammo-wise. 2 hex range. British foot is a 3. So that's 7 or less. 4, 5, 6. Could be something happening here. It is. 6s are the best you can get. So, what happened? We dropped from a 4 to a 3 strength. He's now broken. He has to retreat 2 hexes. I think that's it. If there were a leader stacked in that hex, he'd be wounded. So there's a thing. 2 more chits for this quote-unquote turn. British again, final leader, 8, -1, this guy here. Let's roll for his command, shall we? He does not get command. Let's roll for these guys, 6 or less. They're good. Drop the shaken marker. That's their action. And then good and good, referring to these two. Moving range fire here. Move him here. Let's resolve that first. 2 dice, 2 strength rather, means 6 or less. Drops to 5 or less because of the hill. I did not get that as expected. And that's going to be 8 or less. So he rolled a 6, 7, 8, we're at 11. All right, last chit. It's the French, and that'll be our highest leader now. This guy over here. 8, -1. Let's roll 8 or less, shall we? We shall. We shall overcome. All right, 1, 2. Moving range fire here. Fire here. fire here, and we should probably, well, I'm going to move forward with these guys and conduct melee. Let's start with left to right. Moving range fire here is just going to be 2. A 2 is 6 or less coming in here. 4, 5, 6. Morale check. But he fails. Done there. 3 strength. Standing range fire. 7 or less. Nails it. 4. What's a 4? Eh? Drop in strength. Goes from 4 to a 3. Should be a 4. Regular line is, yes, 4 strength. And then light infantry firing into there. French light will fire with 5, but because it's a town, it drops to 3, which is 7 or less. 4, 5, 6. Awesome. Rolled a 6. These guys have just left the town. That's great. So they broke. They'll drop back 1 and lose some strength. They're losing their strength. Bear with me here as I clear the town. 4, that needs to become a 3. There we go. Town is vacant, except for grabs. That was the light infantry, French light that did that. I actually blundered off the table with this unit last night. This heavy cavalry here rolled for command and failed and exited this stage, so let's go here. I wish I could go further. I cannot. Even with the cavalry, I wouldn't make it. We can do melee here, though. And for the French, that's pretty good odds. We've got 9 or less. Should be able to make something with that. We did. We rolled a 7, and we got morale check. 6 or less. 4, 5, stay pass. So now they battle back. Half strength because they're shaking. That's 2. 2 is 6 or less, which they got. And what do I get for their trouble? I think they got a hit. They rolled a 4. Yep, that's a hit. So we'll go from 4 to 3 here. That's turn 3, turn 2, turn 3. Not that it matters. Put the shits back in the cup. Got a couple broken units now to rally, so let's see if we can do that. No leader to help out, so this is going to be 6 or less. Rolled a 7. We failed. And because we failed, we pull back 1 more. And if we fail again, we lose this unit because he will route off of the map. This guy here, 3, 4, he is back. He rallied. Okay. Anything else? That's it. Here we go. Draw shit. French, awesome. You know what that means. Wished it means I could take that, but I have to go with the lowest ranked leader. Start. 7 or less. We rolled a 12. No good, nothing. End of story. In fact, that's so I have blunders that occur when a individual unit activates, and that's simply retreat 1 hex. So blunder when a leader attempts to activate will be, that's it. No individual unit activation. That'll be the punishment for a leader blunder. No activations at all, ever, period. Okay, I like it. Next shit, British. Here, 7 or less. He's got it. So we will lose into this shaken marker here. They're done. Fire here. And unfortunately, that means these guys can move right back into stinking town and conduct melee. So what a bunch of junk there. Did I roll for this? I don't remember if I did. Probably didn't. Moving range fire there, or melee rather. And fire here, and I think that's all we can do. 1, 2, we'll pull him up 1. That's ours. Portuguese there. That's all we got, right? Yep, okay. Back in the town, that stinks. That really stinks. Let's see what happens with that melee combat. 3 strength, British line. It's 3 dice, that's 7 or less. 6, 7, 8, he failed it. Can we push him out one more time? 3 strength, 7 or less, drops to 6, 5 or less because of the town. 4, 5, 6, just missed it. More melee here. 3 strength, 7 or less. They fail it miserably. Battle back on the 7 or less. 6, 7, 8, 9, nothing there either. Then we have cannon fire here, 5 to a 4. Sorry, 4. I think it's 7 or less. 2x range. Yep. 3, which means 7 or less. We get 5, 6, so there's a hit. And what do we get? Morale check. Fails his morale check. So that's done. Next shit. British again. That will be this guy here, 8 0, 8 or less. Gets it, as he usually does. 1, 2, we'll lose that. Done. We'll lose 1, 2, this. Finish, that's easy enough. Fire here. Fire here. Fire here. And that's it. Keeping those guys in the town, everybody else out of range. Command range, that is. Drop that to a 2. And resolve that. 1, 2, 3. Should be 2. And it is. 2 is 6 or less. 5, 6, 7. Does not work if you roll a 7. Fire here. That is 8 or less. 4, 5, 6. We get that. Roll a 4, remove a stand. He drops 2 or 3. And then here is also a 4. No, I take that back. It's not a 4. His strength is 4. His attack value is 5. 5 is 9 or less? Yes. That's better. Rolled a 7. Good to go either way. Another 4. He'll go from a 3 to a 2. Half strength now. Next chip. French. Second French leader is our leader here, 8 next 0. Roll 8 or less to be in command. 6, 7, 8. Just got it. So we can fire with our artillery here. Fire here. Resolve melee here. And our grenadiers can continue melee here. That looks to be it. Okay. Let's start with the artillery. Drop from a 4 to a 3. 1, 2. Let's do counter battery uphill. I don't think uphill matters for artillery. It does not. 3 is 7 or less. 1, 2, 3 hex range. 2. So 6 or less. And we got nothing. Okay. Two. 6 or less. Firing uphill will be 5 or less. I rolled a 7, so nothing good happening there. Penultimately, heavy cavalry, French. 5 is 9 or less. So got it with a 9. And a 5 here. Retreat 1 hex, remove 1 stand. So 3 becomes a 2. And they will do just that. Retreat 1 hex. Cannot battle back because they retreated. Okay. Taking ground is optional. And Grenadiers also a 5 strength, I believe. How many commercials can you pack into a single song? Grenadiers. Yeah, 5. So that's 9. Drops to 8 because battling into the woods. 6, 7, 8 got nothing. They battle back with a 3, I believe, which makes 7 or less. Yep. 3 is 7 or less, so what do I get? They get an 8. Finish there. Look at the French chit that flung out of the cup. Who's it going to be? French chit that flung out of the cup. 8 neg 1 is our next leader. 8 or less. Can he? Can. 6. Let's do this all over again. Shaken, remove that. So he's done. Fire here. Melee here. And try and force him out again, but not before we fire with artillery and light infantry to help out. Let's do the artillery first. He'll go from a 5 to a 4. That is 1, 2, 3 hex range, so 2. And a 2 is what? 6 or less. 6, 7. That's hilarious. Fire with the light infantry. which is 5. Goes from 5 to 3 because of the town, so 7 or less. Once again, they help out, and what do we get? Morale check. 6 or less, they pass the morale check. Nothing happened. Now let's see if we can hand him out of there. 3 strength and melee is actually 4. Drops to 2. 6 or less. Wow, we got that. Roll a 2. Roll a 5. Guess what? Retreat 1 hex, remove a stand. Right back out of here. Retreat 1 hex, remove a stand. So they're now half strength and they have yet retreated again. I still have nobody that can move in here. What a mess. They don't get the battle back because they retreated. Go for grabs again. What do we have here? Let's fire 3, 7 or less. 3, 4, got it. 4, remove a stand. Oh, well. Happily remove a stand. Becomes a 2. And there's that. British response. What do we get? Awesome. I was going to say, if this unit activates over here, I'm going to scream. So we have, all right, -1 over here. That's fine. 8 or less. He is perfectly good to go. 2x command range, 1, 2. So they'll fire here. 1, 2. Here. Here. And there. That's how we like it. Really running through the ammo on this artillery unit here. Should be 1, 2, 3, 2, which is 6 or less, right? I'm asking you, 6 or less. And he got it with a 3. What does he get? Morale check. Passes his morale check. Okay, so nothing. He got nothing. Now he can no longer fire unless it's an adjacent unit. Which may sound weird, but that's how we're doing it. Let's resolve these guys. 4 is 8 or less. 5, 6. And a 5. Retreat 1 hex, remove 1 stand. We'll retreat into the leader hex. Retreat 1 hex. Remove 1 stand. They'll go from a 4 to a 3. Remove that, and then this guy's going to fire here. Same thing. No, it's not. 4 strength drops to 3 strength because of the hill. 6 or less. And he missed that. What do I have going here? Moving range fire, I guess. We'll go right here. No, we won't. We'll go here. We'll go into the woods there. Woodsy the Owl says right there. For moving range fire now becomes, if that's British Light, they will fire with a 5, but it's going to drop to a 2 for moving range fire. 5, 5, 5. Actually, they'll fire with a 3. That's 7 or less. And rolled a 9, so nothing going on. Okay, that's the end of that. quote unquote turn. Chit's back in the cup. What's up, wardrobe? What's going on a Sunday? Whole lot of nothing, huh? All right, keep it going. And the French move into that town twice. We forced the British out, and we're not able to move in. British. Guess what? They're going to move right back in because unless we fail some command rules. 7 or less for the leader. 6, 7, 8. Uh-oh. Failed his. What about these guys? 6 or less? 8. Failed his. These guys. Oh. God's sakes. Back into the stinking town. This is ridiculous. Completely unacceptable. They're half strength, though. We're just going to have to eradicate him there. He failed, right? Dice. Moving melee, actually, here. He failed. 6 or less here. He's good. He can't do anything. 6 or less here. He failed. Oh, he blundered. So he goes back one. Roll a 12 on an individual unit activation. He comes back. Shoots one next. That's all we can do. He's out of command range. Okay. Fire with artillery, 3 strength. 2x range should be still 3. Yeah, still 3. So 7 or less. That's what we want. Rolled an 8. That's not good. Melee here. 2. A whopping 2, which is 6 or less. 7, can't do it. Battle back. 3, 7 or less, drops to 6, 5. 5 or less. You can't do anything either. Alright. We're on the battle zone. We're going to have to figure out how to take that town. We keep pushing them out. Next shit. French. 7 or less. Start with our lowest. Work our way up. 6. Oh, God. He blundered again. Did he not blunder last time? When a leader blunders, that's it. Nothing. No individual unit activations. Done. At least that's what I've decided. All right. Push again. Center, 8 or less. 679. Oh, he finally failed. A rare fail. Let's go with let's go left to right. So here, 6 or less. 5, 6. He's good. Well, he can't fire at anything anyway. He's out of ammo. 4, 5, 6. Now he is good. He has things within range. He's out of ammo such that he can only fire adjacent. Here. 4, he's fine. Light cavalry. Not good. 95th rifles. Ooh, we've got some 95th rifles we'll be firing at some French heavy cavalry. And that blocks them because this is impassable. All right, here we go. Let's start with 95th rifles, eh? Strength of 2 means what on 95th? Is 7 or less. However, we're firing at cavalry. That becomes 6 or less. Oh, roll a 6. And a morale check. Always anticlimactic when you get those morale check results. Failed the morale check though, so that's something. 95th doing their part. Let's fire here. That's a simple 7 or less. I say simple. Yep, roll a 7. With the 2 die 6 method, on average, you will get a 7. And what do they get? Another stinking morale check. Oh, wait, I haven't been doing this right. On these morale checks, you use the stands that have been removed as a die roll modifier. So 6, 4 becomes... It's going to be 4 or less? Seems awful harsh. Oh, they passed it. They passed it with a 3. Anyway. Wow. So now that makes me wonder if I should go back to 7. Because of those. Yep, I'm going to have to go back to 7. For morale checks. Because I wasn't taking into consideration the when I set that 7 to pass a morale check, I forgot to take into consideration that you're going to be subtracting with those unit loss die roll modifiers. All right. Let's go here. That's also 7 or less. Rolls an 8. Now, he fails. He is closer to the heavy cavalry, so you might ask yourself, or you might not, why wouldn't he conduct melee against the heavy cavalry? Well, according to the Commands and Colors rules, you can do that, but it seems unlikely that they would attack in melee a heavy cavalry unit, so I am disallowing that for purposes of lunacy. I think that's it for that. Does anything I'm saying make sense? It's okay if it doesn't. French, again, center. 8 or less. Roll an 8. So the three chits for each side will always be simply that, 3 chits, because you have your left, center, and right. That's where I'm getting the 3 chits. I had fiddled with 1 chit for each leader, but this conforms more to the intention of the Commands and Colors design with the, again, left, center, and right being able to activate. Since I'm not using cards, it also allows for, with successive draws, potentially the left and center activating, and or all 3 of the sections activating if we draw all 3 blue chits. He did pass his command. That means these guys will remove the shaken. They'll fire. Everybody has a 2 hex command range. I suppose you could complicate that if you want based on leader ratings. Drop to 1 hex range or go up to 3 hex range. I'm keeping it uniform and generic with a simple 2 hex range. That is all we can do. Fire here. Drops ammo-wise to a 2. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be a 2, so 6 or less. Rolls a 4. Got a hit. What do we get? We got a... No, that's not right. I was thinking that's a strength marker. That's an ammo marker. So they'll go from a 4 to a 3. Leave the artillery alone. I just pretty much changed who I was firing at. Roll a 6, so 3, shaken, and retreat. They'll drop back behind the ridge like a bunch of ridge runners. Is that a derogatory term for like hillbillies or mountain people? Ridge runner? Stump jumper? That's another one, right? Am I the only one that's heard these terms? I don't know how derogatory they are. 1, 2. So got range there, and that will be 6 or less, but we're firing uphill, so that becomes 5 or less. So we got nothing as expected. And then our grenadiers who are completely wearing themselves out in melee over here. With a 5, we'll drop to a 4 because of the woods. So 4 is 8 or less. Give me something. Got an 8. And we actually knocked out a stand this time, so they'll go from a 4 to a 3. Which would be 7 or less, but again, they're also battling into the woods. No, it's not. What would that be? Let's check over here. 3 strength in melee. Yeah, it's still 3, so 6 or less. We get a 12. Wow. Okay. That worked well. 2 chips left. Was that everybody? Yes, it was. British again, so that brings us once again over here. Excuse me. 8 or less. Passes. Again, artillery can do nothing because they're out of ammo, so to speak. That leaves these 3. We'll move up here. River is fordable. We don't have to worry about bridges or anything. Moving range fire there. Fire here. And fire here. What if we keep... No, I want to keep the leader there. Okay. Moving range fire will be 2 or less, drops to 1 or less, which is a stinking 5 or less. 6, 7, 8. Nothing. These guys, full strength 4, drops to a 3, and a 3 is 7 or less. He got it, and he gets a morale check. Full strength, so it's 7 or less. 5, 6, 7, 8. He shakes. It shook him. He shook. And then our British light infantry with a 4 strength, but will fire with a 5 strength if I'm correct. And I am correct. Light infantry, 5 strength. 5 drops to a 4 because of the hill. 4 is 8 or less. Roll a 7. You got it. And I say it that way because he rolled a 6. That means he is retreating 1 hex. He is now broken. And he loses a stand. Drops from a 4 to a 3. Last chit. Frenchies. Dijon mustard. And that brings us to being unable to move into this town, which is getting frustrating. 8 or less on this command roll here. 6. Oh, he blundered on the leader command. He blundered, which means nobody does anything. If an individual unit blunders, they'll retreat 1 hex. Well, that stinks. That's the way the egg rolls sometimes. Alright. We have some rallies to take care of. If they fail this, they're done. They're going to route off map. So wish me luck here. 7 or less. And they're going to take a -1 die roll modifier because they're losing the stand. Let me make sure I have that in there. Yeah, I do have that in there. Okay, all right. So 7 or less, +1. Well, we just lost that unit. That's great, y'all. Real nice. Such a great example you set for the rest of the army. In fact, I'm going to let it go, but they shouldn't have been able to do that because they were out of command anyway. All right. These can legally do it. Let's see what they can do. Also, a +1 die roll modifier for losing 1 stand. So 7 or less, add 1. 5, 6, 7, add 1 is an 8. That is not a pass. That is a fail. So they retreat 1 hex. they retreat another hex, they're gone. This does not please. Anybody else? No broken units for the British? Y'all must be real proud. All right. Let's do another turn or two. I should be starving. I'm still not hungry yet. I haven't eaten all day. British again. Starting here. 7 or less. Fails. Individual unit activation. 6 or less. Fails. 6 or less. Out of the pool. Reroll. Out of the pool again on this huge, gigantic dice tray. 6, 7. He fails. What about here? 6 or less? So he's good to go. Nothing he can do, and 6 or less on the Portuguese unit back there fails. All we have is this artillery that's going to fire. 2 hex range means 3. 3 means 7 or less. Got a 7. Roll 1 die 6. The result is morale check. Morale check. 7 or less. -1 stand means 7 or less plus 1. 4, 5, 6 plus 1 is 7. He's fine. Maths. That was the end of that. All right, British again. So here's your. If this was a card that you were using, this could be considered your left and center activation. 8 or less here. 3, 4, good to go. Everybody gonna do a thing. He'll lose his shakiness. He stays in the town. Ooh, that leaves these guys will charge back after a nice little respite. This is our Portuguese heavy, half strength. No, reduced strength for sure. Think about what I'm doing here. 1, 2. I don't want to clog them there. That blocks a retreat path. 1, 2. I'll move the 95th up. How far can they move? Is it 2, 1 in battle, 2 in not battle? It is just that. I'm going to move them. Well, I can't because it's impassable, so they're stuck. Okay, great. Well, that's all we can do. Seems like we could do more, but that's it. Firing here. Strength of 4 translates to 8 or less. Yes. And actually, that's wrong. I always forget this. They're actually strength of 4, but it becomes a 5 when they're firing range. So 5 is 9 or less. Reroll that 9 or less, and we got it. What do we got? Oh, it's a 5. It's not good. This isn't good, guys. For the French. Retreat 1 hex, remove 1 stand. Why would we retreat there when we can retreat to the leader? So now he's 1 strength. The French are falling apart, I feel like. 2, and that is light. Make sure it's a 2. Portuguese light, 2 strength. It is still a 2. Okay. And a 2 is a 6 or less. 6 or less. Nope, 7. French battle back, heavy cavalry, 5 or less. That translates to 9 or less. 5 strength is 9 or less. Well, 6, good to go there. And we have morale check. 7 or less at 1. Failed that, even without the modifier. Back to your shaken state. Found the chip. French, finally. Starting here, seven or less. We got that. So, what do we get? Well, right here. Fire here. Fire 1, 2, nope, out of range. Excuse me. We'll move side swipe over this way. Sidle. I think. Let's move in here. There's our left flank maneuvering. And light infantry, not the best in melee, but we're going to do it regardless. So 3 strength, light infantry in melee. 3, 7 or less. Not too bad, huh? Got it, so can't complain there. Morale check, is that full strength? Yes, so 7 or less. 5, 6, 7, they're fine. They battle back. Should be 8 or less. 8 or less it is. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9's in full. Firing here, full strength 4 is 8 or less. Got an 8. Got a 3. 3 is shaken. Let me recalculate that because I forgot they're in the woods. Maybe nothing. Yeah, that's nothing. They're in the wood, so pay attention. I think that's it for the left flank, huh? Draw another chit. Bridge again, and then they're done. So that is these guys, 8. Just 3 units. 8 or less is what we want on our command roll. 5, 6, 7, 8. We get it. Four strength, 8 or less. Oh, he rolls an 8 and gets a morale check. So these guys will need 7 or less plus 1. 4 makes 5. They're fine. They battle back. Of course they battle back. That's our light infantry. 3 is 7 or less. 3 and a 5, which I will gladly accept. 5 is retreat 1 hex, remove 1 stand. The other thing I'll say about these rules is, so that's actually a 3. I also wanted to make it where this 7 or less, or I'm sorry, 2 dice 6 method works for pretty much everything you do. So command activation, firing, morale check, rally. It's all the 2 dice 6 equal or less method. It's pretty cool. Commands and colors is great. It always irked me. It never sat right with me rolling 6, 7, 8 dice. Sometimes it's just, I don't understand. So 4 here. Which is 8 or less. Let's go ahead and roll all the dice. 8 or less. Did we get it? No. And then light infantry 4, add 1 because their light is 5, makes 9 or less. Forgot to do the uphill, so 8 or less. Unless we go here. Let's go here. 9 or less. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nothing. Okay. British are done. It's French from here on out. Let's go with center, 8 or less. To activate, we roll an 11. And also with the 2 die 6, you know that 7 will be your average roll. And it's easier to design based on that. So individual unit activation starting here, 6 or less. 6, 7, 8 fails. 6 or less. He's fine as usual, slugging it out in melee over here. 6 or less here. 5, 6, let's see, 8. They do have their leader stack with them. Doesn't matter. 1, 2, 6 or less here. Yes. After this shot, he'll go down to low ammo. 6 or less here. I don't know what I want to do with them, but they failed anyway. Okay. 1, 2. Let's do the counter battery fire this time. 1, 2, 3. Hex range, French foot is 2, and 2 amounts to 6 or less. 6, 7. Couldn't do it. He'll go to a 1, as mentioned. Grenadier is 5, strength of 5, right? Yes. Which is 9 or less. Drops to 8 or less because of the woods. 6, she's fine. Give me something good. I'll take that. Ego drops from a 3 to a 2. Retreats 1 hex. Because of that, let's bring this back. That's good, that's good. And then finally, French. And this is our battle for the town here that continues. 8 or less for our leader. He gets a 7. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Fire here. Fire here. Fire here, and this time you're going to do something, artillery. There's an order. It's here. And this here, plenty of stuff we can do. Let's start with the artillery again. 4 drops to 3, ammo-wise. If I keep that off center, it'll help me remember better. Even though the color should do its thing. 1, 2, 3. It'd be a 2, and it's going to drop to a 0. For God's sakes, why? I mean, it sucks. 4 less. Oh, we got a 5. Just missed it. That stinks. Light infantry. You've helped me out numerous times. Help me out again here. 9 or less drops to 7 or less because they're in the town. 4, 5, 6. Thank you. Give me a good result. Nope. That is not a good result. Morale check. 7 or less, add 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. They're fine. So not working out for the French. Let's fire here. 8 or less. Firing here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That stinks as well. Firing here. 7 or less. 8. Nothing. And then here we go again with this jump. French line, 3 strength is 4, drops to 2, 6 or less. Rolls an 8. They battle back. 2 strength, 6 or less. Of course they get it. Why wouldn't they? And they got a good one. So it pushes them back. And drops them to half strength. That's the end of that turn. Is anybody even watching? We do have people watching, cool. Hi, people watching. Thank you for watching. All right, let's do another turn since people are watching. I feel like I'm being watched. Put these back. Any questions, comments? I will entertain accordingly. Replies. All right, French. Oh, we forgot to do our rallies first. Let's see if this guy rallies off the table. It's lots of fun. So that's going to be 7 or less plus 1 because he's under strength. Oh, he rallied. I'll be darned. Make me look bad here. Welcome back. How was it? So 7 or less for this command roll here on this leader. 6, 7, 8. He fails. That brings us to individual command rolls. 6 or less here. He fails. That's fine. 6 or less here. Fails. 6 or less here. Fails. And 6 or less here. He gets it, but it doesn't do him any good because he's running low on ammo and can only fire at adjacent units. So that's done. All right. I guess I got these guys, but what do I do with them? Let's go ahead and see if these guys... Did I already do that? I don't think so. I have 6. You know what I'm going to do? What are you going to do? I'm going to charge that stupid artillery crap. Do I suffer anything for doing so? Yes. Still doing it. That is... where were they? Here? Yeah, we can do that. So, French light cavalry, it would be a 4. It's going to drop to a 3 because of the hill. That's 7 or less. They do not get it. As mentioned, they can fire back. Since we have an adjacent unit here, lowest strength number, so that's going to be 5 or less. And they get a 3. I tell you, I just can't win with French. All that results in is a shaken light cavalry unit for the French. Okay. Could be worse. Another shit. British. Start over here. Nobody's broken. Where did that? What do you think? Think they can roll 7 or less? They can. I predict much firing. Now these guys were retreated out of the woods. Do they want to move back into the woods? What do you think? I mean, it's not doing any good there. I'm keeping them there. I'll let the French come to me. 2. So keeping them there. All right, so that's just 3 units that will do things. They'll drop to low ammo now. And 1, 2 hex range, full strength. Should still be. It says 3. So we're looking at 7 or less. 6, 7. I got nothing there. 2. Just a 2. 6 or less. 5, 6, of course. And the morale check. So 7 or less plus 1. 6, 7, 8. It's shaking. These are old school tactical markers I'm using for the shaken broken. Right here. We want 6 or less, please. 3, 4. And got a 5. So now he's a 1 strength and has to pull back even further. If I haven't already mentioned it, which I know I have, I'll mention it again. It is not the French day today. Speaking of the French, let's go with the center. That's an 8 or less command activation roll for that leader. Who gets a 6? Thank you. 1, 2. So these guys. Come on now, these guys. Not a lot I can activate here in these guys. So let's start with this. I think I would be able to remember that. That's going to be 9 or less. Give me 9 or less. I got a 9. Still counts. And a 3. Shaken becomes broken. They're already shaken. So now they'll route 2 X's back because they broke. This is our Portuguese light. And deal with that. And then they have 2 chances to rally, or they route off map. So there's that. These guys want to move here. How do I know that? Because they told me. Moving ranged fire, 1 strength. Not going to be very good. It's going to be 5 or less, drops to 4 or less for the hill. Well, 5, almost got it. And then the Grenadiers now, as predicted, will move into these woods here and conduct melee. And now I'm thinking that was a stupid move because now I have the woods for cover here and the British don't. Whereas if they would have moved forward, they would have had cover. So, bad idea. Maybe I subconsciously jinxed the British on purpose. Let's resolve that. 5 means 9 or less. No cover. Of course they get it. And what do we roll? Shaken. They can battle back. It's going to be half strength because they're shaken. And there's the wood. So it's just going to be 1 drops to 0. 4 or less. Nothing doing there. Big surprise. Three chits left, 2 of them British. Pull one of those British chits out. 7, so center again at 8 or less. We have activations. When a leader passes, everybody activates within 2 hexes. Otherwise, you have to do the individual unit command rolls. I use these to help me keep track of who's doing what. All right. First things first, firing with here, lowest number, which is 1. That's 5 or less. It's nothing. Firing here, 4, which is 8 or less. Unit has been untouched, full strength. Wow. Rolled an 8, and this unit's only 1 strength, so we may lose him. We just lost him. That unit's gone bye-bye. We'll pull these guys up, but not conduct melee, because you don't conduct melee and attack light cavalry. It just doesn't happen. We're not doing it. Pull these guys up, or do we want? So here's another question: do we want to pull the cavalry up and do a countercharge, or do we want to fire with rifles? Countercharge seems like the more economical choice. More bang for our buck. That is a 2 strength British. No, that's full strength, so 3 strength British light cavalry is 3, so 7 or less. 6, 7. 1 on the result die. It's a simple morale check, 7 or less, 6, 7, 8, they failed. A simple morale check. They still battle back. But this time they battle back with 5 is going to drop to 2, so 6 or less. For 5, they did get it. Oh, that worked out to our advantage. Now they're down to a 2. And they drop back. On that 5 result, yes. Is that it? That's it. Another chit. I'm going to do 2 more chits here and then call it. French. Who's next? That's our final. So we need to roll first. 8 or less. Getting ahead of myself. Nope, couldn't do it. Individual check here. 6 or less. Nope. 6 or less here. Nope. 6 or less here. Yes. 6 or less here. Yes. And 6 or less here. Light infantry just pooped out now. We'll move up. This seems stupid, but he's only 1 strength, so he's going to get knocked out. Move up, removing range fire. 4 or less. Oh, he got a 4. I'll be darned. And a morale check on those guys. That'll take 7 plus 2. 6, 7, 8. They are shaken. And I, having done that, blocked my line of sight for artillery there. So I'll argue if that was intelligent or not. Final chit, British. And it's those guys over there. We have 8 or less for that leader to activate. Rolls a 9, fails. 6 or less here. He's fine. These little arrow markers are from some risk game. 5, 6, 7, he's not. 5, 6, 7, he's not, and the artillery, not. So we're just going to fire here. Light infantry 3. Yeah, 4. So 8 or less. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. That's it for today, for now. Excuse me, possible. I stream again tonight. I don't know. See how I feel. But that's it for now. So we've got 3 casualties for the French. How many do we need for victory? 6, so halfway there. 9 for the, no casualties for the British. And we have a broken unit here. What else? Anything else interesting? Oh, this 1 strength unit here. I think that's it. If I had to call it, I'd say the British have it, but you never know. Things could turn around. It's not too late, I don't think. A lot of it comes down to dice rolls, obviously. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Cut you guys loose. We'll talk again soon.